Good morning, afternoon, moment of the day. My name is Tatiana, and I'll be guiding the practice this morning. And I'm glad to be back after a pause for a few weeks. And so today, meditation will be guided in English, and we will practice around the theme of letting go. And this is a very alive practice for me right now, even though this is the base of, or one of the bases of meditation practice. Sometimes you realize how much, um, even though you think you practice a lot, how much you need to keep practicing in order to make this the most permanent for us in our lives. And might be a long introduction. I'm just checking in with things that need to be said. But maybe we can talk or discuss a little bit more at the end of the practice. Just start right now. So, to begin, you will hear the sound of the bells, and we will do the same thing to mark the end of the practice. So, please find a position that supports your well being, that supports your relaxation and awareness. And that can take any form. You could be standing up, you could be sitting down, you can be laying down, can even be walking or doing some sort of gentle movement. And once you're there, we're gonna begin to bring awareness to the breath, encouraging or inviting for the breath to be as spacious as possible, focusing our attention in the inhale for now, without altering the normal state or the normal composition of our breath right now. Just observing. And observing how we receive the sound of the bell to mark the beginning of our practice. Receiving as well any other sound that makes itself present around us with kind awareness, allowing it to be part of our practice too. We continue in this way, observing the breath as the main anchor to continue our practice. And if that's not available for any particular reason, then making that anchor soundscape where we are, allowing things to be easy and to flow as much as possible. And so avoiding any tension or contraction as much as we can. Allowing the continuity of awareness to drip into any other sphere that's needed right now to cultivate presence as much as possible. And as we keep deepening in this practice, this adventure, how I sometimes like calling it, we're gonna give the invitation for something that we're clinging to be present, to make itself available to our awareness field. This can be an idea, thought, person, object, situation, anything. Just so opening space for us to recognize what we're clinging to, what we're attached to right now. Can be as simple as the idea of being in stillness for this entire practice, or as elaborate as the job that I want, the relationship that I want, whatever's present in your own unique experience. And as we contemplate this, we observe what happens in the body. If there's tension, if there's contraction, if there's this sensation that arises in the body. We begin by untangle that sensation, acknowledging it and allowing it to be just as it is. And in the same way that we call that thing that is causing our attachment or is the source of our attachment right now, we will practice how would it be, even if just for a moment, a few seconds, to let that go, releasing it, letting it be, not wanting, not desiring, not clinging. What if we practice mentioning it out loud? I let you go, ideal job. I let you go, difficult situation. Whatever it is, just saying it and observing then what comes in the body, what's present as a sensation. Observing the quality of the breath, not judging the result of this practice. If it turns out that the desire is stronger, or if it happens that there's some spaciousness in the body or the mind, or just receive what's present, what's here, and observe it. And if there's more energy in us, mental, physical, emotional, we can keep practicing this, either with the same object, thing, person, situation. We're opening to a new one. And if possible, pairing this with our inner wisdom to know when we've had enough. Mm, checking in with our awareness. Where's our awareness right now? Gently bringing it back to the breath. Turning our attention to the exhale this time, in case that isn't available in our experience, turning to sound. Gently closing our practice this way. If our eyes were closed, opening them up, taking in forms, light, color around us. If we were in stillness, gently inviting in some movement. And so, this way, we finish this formal practice we were doing together. And as I tried to explain at the beginning, not so sure if I was clear enough, this practice of letting go in a concrete way, it's a practical way to try and work with impermanence and with our desire, innate desire to cling to things, or and in result of that to suffer a lot from not having things the way we expect them to be. So this can be a very simple thing to try and practice with. Sometimes when we allow the at the beginning of the practice, when we invite or set that intention for something to come in, it can be something very simple or light, however you want to call it, that's present. But then sometimes it can be something really deep and meaningful and heavy. And so allowing ourselves the time to practice with whatever comes is or will be um, uh, the best way of supporting ourselves that we can. And so resisting the urge or the need, or the sometimes just like the reflect to push things away when they come, and even just try to observe it. And if it's too difficult, just try something different, but giving it the time to at least acknowledge what's present. Um, Even just that is practice, the practice of letting go. And so, yeah, this is just like a short description of what we were practicing with. This can be just something again really practical and short, like this 15-minute meditation. Or if you want, you can extend it as long as you want and just practice with it and keep changing what comes for you, or stay present with the same thing. Just noticing what happens every time we do that, and potentially seeing the benefits that come after we practice with this. I personally have just gone through a difficult experience where I, I was forced by life to practice real letting go, besides just having the idea of letting go. And that felt really different and really it brought a lot of insight to my practice, and this is what inspired this guided meditation that we just did together. And so, voila, that's it. Thank you so much for coming here to this virtual space with True North. And from now on, I will see you every week on Wednesdays at the same time. And we will alternate from 1 week English, 1 week Spanish. So we'll see you next week for this same practice in Spanish. Thank you. Goodbye.